why we must fast as a part of our Christian experience. And I advanced 3 reasons. Number 1, I said God himself calls for fasting. In Joel chapter 2, verse 12, the Bible said, therefore also now saith the Lord, is it turn ye even unto me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. And so if God is the one inviting us to fast, then it's not just something we must do, but it's something we must do with the whole of our hearts. Because God is not a joker. He says what he means, and he means what he says. And he said, I know the thoughts that I think towards you. They are thoughts of good and not of what? They are thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you a hope and a future. And so every time God thinks about you and invites you to partake in a thing, there is a future that is in it for you. Fasting is one of it. Number 2, I said maturity necessitates that we fast. If we want to become mature believers, if we want to grow in the things of God, then fasting for us is a must. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 17, he says, woe unto your city, if your prince is a child and eats for pleasure and not for strength. And so when a man grows, he has control over his appetite. He eats for strength. He doesn't just eat for the pleasure of it, and he also knows when not to eat in order to build capacity for kingdom engagement. The 3rd reason I said necessitates for fast is the fact that every man who is committed to kingdom assignment and who is granted authority must be tested. And one area every believer is tested in is in the area of our appetites. The first specimen God presented in the Garden of Eden was tested, and the test was in the area of appetite. An apple was presented, eat, you'll become as wise as God. And he said the man looked at it and saw that it was pleasant for food, and he desired to eat of it. Even Jesus, the Son of God, was tested. If you are the Son of God, turn these stones to bread. Why did he say that? Number 1, he said Jesus was hungry. In Matthew chapter 4 verse 2, he fasted for 40 days, and afterwards he was anhungered. And the devil came to him and said, turn these stones to bread. And number 2, he perceived that Jesus would want to prove a point in case there is pride in his spirit, to demonstrate power, just to validate himself. But because he subjected himself to fasting, which is an act of spiritual maturity, he could decipher the will of God and align himself to the will of God. Paul, speaking in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 5, when he was giving us his credentials as a mature apostle handling the oracles of God, he said he endured stripes, imprisonment, turmoil, labor, watching, and fasting. So Paul fasted, and fasted very often. And so if a Christian does not commit himself to fasting, in the days of trial, he will discover his strength is little. And the Bible said if you faint in the day of trouble, it's not because your God is not strong. It's actually because your strength is little. I prophesy over someone this morning, your capacity is not just enlarged, but you will stand the test of time, even in your walk with God. In Jesus' precious name.